Good evening, everyone. Wekiva High School welcomes you to Mustang Arena for Varsity Volleyball competition. Please welcome our guests from Evans High School. They are the Trojans. And they'll be taking on your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Before we begin our game this evening, we ask that you please stand as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And now, let's meet the teams. We'll begin with our guests from Evans. And we'll start with their reserves, including number 2, Denise Escobar Lopez. Number 13, Susan Jimenez Chavez. Number 8, Angeles Rosado. And number 11, Nelsa Grant. And Rosado will also be the starting libero. Now let's meet the starting lineup for the Trojans. Beginning with junior, number 5, Sonora Vaughn. Serving second, number 4, Faith Davis. Third in the rotation, number 10, the freshman, Ava Donnelly. Serving fourth is senior, number 6, Sarah Russell. Fifth in the rotation for the Trojans is sophomore number 3, Shania Johnson. And sixth in the rotation for the Trojans is junior number 13, Susan Jimenez Chavez. And the head coach of the Trojans, Jada Stewart, and assistant coach, Megan Gonzalez. And now let's meet your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Starting with their reserves, number 5, Laura Sands. Number 6, Diana McKellen. Number 7, Ashley Tuzay. Number 9, Tiana Washington. Number 10, Ayana Hunt. And starting on the court for the Mustangs, serving first is setter number 8, Isabella Espada, the junior. Serving second for the Mustangs is outside hitter, junior number 4, Eliana Sanchez. Serving third for the Mustangs is number 11, Leona Salazar. Fourth in the rotation for the Mustangs is senior middle blocker number 2, Sarai McFadden. Fifth in the rotation for the Mustangs is sophomore middle blocker number 12, Aviana Maynard. Sixth in the lineup for the Mustangs is senior middle hitter number 14, Misha Mansella. And the starting libero for the Mustangs is junior number 3, Michaela Rivera. The head coach of the Mustangs, Heather Lorenz, the officials for tonight's game from the Florida Professional Officials Association here in Orlando. We thank them for their dedicated service to our high school athletic programs and join them along with our participating schools, reminding everyone to make great sportsmanship a part of this and every athletic competition. And for those of you here in the arena, we would like to remind you that we are live streaming tonight's game. If you have friends or family who are not able to join us in person tonight, whether they are in downtown Orlando, elsewhere in Apopka, or anywhere in the world, we invite you to send them a note right now and let them know that we are simulcasting this evening's game in 2 places. We are on NFHSnetwork.com, the official online home of the Florida High School Athletic Association. And we are also on YouTube. So if you have a subscription to NFHS Network, great. We'd love to see you there. If you don't, that's okay. It is absolutely free. You can get us on YouTube. Just open up the YouTube app on your favorite computer, smart TV, or mobile device, and search for Wekiva Sports. And we'd like to welcome those of you who have done just that. Welcome to Mustang Arena. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs. I'm joined by Neil Fisher, a longtime Apopka sports journalist and writer for the Apopka Chief. We'll be taking you through tonight's, I'd say, early midseason contest. Neil, we've seen just enough out of these two teams to kind of get an early sense of what's going on with their seasons and where they are. But obviously both of these teams have some room to gain some momentum. Wekiva in particular has shown a propensity for coming out strong in the first set, but has lacked stamina to sustain that through the second, third, and fourth sets. And so we'll see whether they are able to correct that tonight after some work since the last time we saw them at home. I know they've had a couple of road games since then. Evans, of course, looking to get the momentum of their season going as well, as both of these teams are getting ready to head into the OCPS Metro Conference Tournament later this week. The Trojans have the first service of set number 1. Leading their rotation is number 5, Sonora Vaughn.
Yeah, Mark, so to sum it up, I guess you could look at the records. 0-7 for Evans, still looking for their first win. Wekiva coming in 3-4, so clearly on paper, Wekiva would be the favorite, and can't ask for a better start from the Wekiva perspective there. Unable to handle that cross court
service to the
return.
Mustangs for the first time of this rotation.
And of course, as you mentioned, Mark, that's number 8, Espela Espada, the junior setter.
Ace for Espada.
So Espada coming in with a 88.9% serve. 8 aces, now up to 9. And looking to up that lead to 3-0 for Wekiva. And that's exactly what happens. 3-0 lead for Wekiva. Of course, as you mentioned, Mark, Wekiva comes out strong and then tend to fade as we get into the mid to latter stages of serve number 2. Four nothing lead now for Wekiva. They've only had a couple of touches here, a couple of aces from Espada, and unfortunately the run ends at 4 straight, but nonetheless a 4-1 lead for Wekiva. They come out, they establish the tone in the feel of the game, Mark.
Yeah, Neil, certainly you like to see, if you're Wekiva, you like to see a chain of service points early in your rotation, which is exactly what they got there. And again, that's not necessarily out of character for Wekiva, and that was very close. I like that attack from Eliana Sanchez. It didn't connect that time, but I still like that look. It was a good, clean shot. You're going to win some of those. You're going to lose some of those just on a matter of inches and centimeters. But again, we've seen Wekiva do this earlier in the season. The question is, can they sustain it through 3 sets? They're going to get an opportunity to here as we get a service error. And next in the rotation for the Mustangs, number 4, Eliana Sanchez.
So 5-2 lead for Wekiva. That was Sonora Vaughn serving for Evans, as you just heard Mark say. This is Eliana Sanchez, the outside hitter, junior. And a 6-2 lead. Sanchez continuing what was started with Espada, server number 2. So Sanchez, the junior outside hitter, comes in with 24 aces, 96.7% serving. So certainly as consistent, getting it in as there is, and now she's flexing consistent as is in terms of gaining points for Wekiva. And saved by McKellen. Unfortunately, that's all she'll be able to do, unable to line it up for her teammates. And the lead grows to 8-2, set 1. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday night from Mustang Arena. As Sanchez serves it in, out of sync for Evans. They're able to get it over. Set on that right to Rivera McFadden. She busts it over. The soft, free take. And now a 9-2 lead for Wekiva. They've come out strong in this first set, taking control. And just catches that inside corner in the 10-2 lead for Wekiva. And Coach
The
Stewart's
Trojans
seen
request
enough.
their first timeout of set number 1. Back with more from Mustang Arena in just a moment. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. 10 serving 2. The Mustangs have an early lead in set number 1. My name again is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, and Sports Information Director here at Wekiva High School. Neil Fisher is with me, writer for the Apopka Chief, longtime sports journalist for Apopka. And again, Neil, I think so far, again, the Mustangs have to like what they're seeing, and what remains to be seen is whether they will be able to sustain that through 3 sets.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely, Mark. The 10-2 lead, and of course, they've come out and they've served well. I don't think, even for those of you out there who don't follow volleyball regularly, first of all, thanks for tuning in. But I don't think you have to be a guru to understand that everything starts in terms of good or bad with the serve, and Wekiva's served very strongly. 4 aces already. They haven't gone more than 3 rallies, 3 hits on any rally. As the ball's hit over by Russell. And now Wekiva with the answer. Evans will try to answer, and they will not be able to. Unable to get any accuracy. Lead now up to 11-2. So Wekiva comes in at 3-4, so a victory tonight evens their record at 4-4. And for this Wekiva program, that is progress forward. They've had a lot of seasons where they were unable to get to double digits. Last year they finished at 500. So certainly the next step would be to finish the season over 500. As the lead now grows to 12-2. And continuing on the serve is Sanchez. If you were not here before the break, a 96.7%. Their best server, certainly coming up at the right time in that number 2, as the number 2 has the lead now 13-2. First 4 points were scored on the service from Isabella Espada, the junior setter. And now Sanchez has certainly not only picked up where Espada left off, but she has certainly taken it to a new height, scoring 9 in a row now for Wekiva. And again, that's why the 96.7 is so important. Want to get that ball in on the serve as the lead grows to 14-2, but she's putting them in very difficult positions for Evans to get the ball back over to return that serve. Mark? So Sanchez back, and there's an example of that right down that right sideline. And Evans unable to line it up, hitting across instead of forward. And the biggest thing is Evans is unable to shoulder up to the net. They are not able to really get the shoulder square to the net. And of course, when that happens, you're not going to be able to move the ball forward. So have to get this one over. It's Donnelly hitting it over. The set from Espada. McFadden slams it over. Touched by Evans. They got to get it over on this one. That's Russell. And Wekiva will be able to set up. And beautiful slap. Hit over there from, I believe that was Mater.
Viviana Mater on the kill.
And Wekiva continues to extend that lead. 16-2, set number 1 in a matchup between two teams that really, you could say, have been an afterthought throughout their history. So certainly, if Wekiva can hold on already with that 17-2 lead, a stepping stone. That's also another way to measure progress, is moving above that level that they've been playing at in comparison to the other teams. Sanchez back to work. Along that right sideline. That's Espada, the setter. Ooh, some danger there. Rivera saving it. Wekiva gets it over. 17-2 lead for Wekiva. Down and dirty from Mater. 2 in a row now for the sophomore.
Viviana Mater on the Mustangs kill.
So Mark perfectly set up there to just kill that ball straight down from Mater. Mater coming in with 24 kills, a 34.8 percentage. And now Wekiva only 6 points away from securing victory in set number 1. Sanchez puts the ball back in play and score the ace. I believe that's the third
Ace number
ace.
4 for number 4, Eliana Sanchez.
As you heard Mark say, of course, Mark Barchi is also our public address announcer as well as the producer of this broadcast. In addition to my on-air partner, I'm Neil Fisher. 4 aces now for Sanchez. She came in with 24.
Make it 5 aces for Sanchez.
And now Wekiva 4 points away from taking set number 1. Of course, Mustang Arena, the set of this Tuesday night matchup between these two Metro Conference teams. Low serve, handled, but it'll be an easy set. At Sanchez from the setter position over to Mater. And Mater has found her mojo.
Aviana Mater with the Mustang kill.
That's 3 kills now in the last 5. Points scored by Wekiva. The 2 other were aces by Sanchez. And Sanchez puts it back into play. This time on the left side. Hit over by Russell. Espada with the set. Mater handling the kill. And score a 4th now. Off the hands of the Evans defense.
Aviana Mater, kill number 4.
Unable to square up, get those shoulders square to the net. As the ball went sideways and out of bounds. Sanchez with the set serve. This time into the middle, the set. Taken over by Johnson. Set by Rivera. McFadden slaps it over, pushes it over, and that's just enough.
Set point, Mustangs.
First kill of the match for McFadden. McFadden actually leads the team with 36. Actually, she's tied with Sanchez. And the run comes to an end for Wekiva, but certainly
service returns to the Trojans.
But certainly victory would take up.
With rally scoring, it remains set point for Wekiva. Next in the rotation for Evans, number 10, Eva Donnelly.
So Donnelly will come to the service. And as I was saying, it's going to take a miracle now for Evans. And Wekiva won't have to do anything.
That takes us to the end of set number 1. 25-3, the final score of the first set, and the Mustangs take a 1-0 lead for the match. We'll be back with more from Mustang Arena after a quick break.
And welcome back to Mustang Arena, home of the Wekiva Mustangs, who with their 3-4 record are looking to even that record, and they certainly have positioned themselves as best possible. An impressive 25-3 victory, set number 1 against the Evans Trojans. Mark?
Yeah, Neil, you can't ask for much better than that. The only thing that maybe would have made that a little bit sweeter is if Sanchez had been able to hold on to the serve for the match point. But nevertheless, you got to love the streak that you get going there. I mean, that's big momentum. Not just that you get a win by that many points, but you get many consecutive points.
Yeah,
that's a real confidence and morale booster.
Yeah, that set started off with the junior setter Isabella Espada serving. She's number 1, 4 straight points. And then, as you just mentioned, Mark, Eliana Sanchez, the junior outside hitter, taking over after the score had been cut to 4-2, or the lead cut to 4-2. And then she rambled off 20 straight points on serve. And certainly a very dominant, convincing victory for Wekiva. We are not quite yet ready to start set number 2. Our referee checking with the scorekeepers as well as our players. And now number 1 puts it in play, a 88.9% service, as well as 8 assists she had coming in, now up to 10. And she gets us, Wekiva, off to the 1-0 start. Evans still looking for its first win of the season, losing 7 straight. Wekiva's 3 victories as Espada puts it in and scores the ace off the hands of that back row. Nice spin and curve. Evans unable to determine how to hit that ball. So the 3 victories for Wekiva coming against Jones, Colonial, and Southeastern Preparatory Academy. And that'll be 3-0 now as the aces continue. Espada 2 out of 3 points scored have been on aces, 2 in the first set. If you just joined us, a quick refresh as well. Only two players served for Wekiva in that first set. It was Isabella Espada, the setter. She served for the first 4 points. And then Eliana Sanchez scored 20 in a row. And now 4 in a row for Wekiva, beginning set number 2 with the 1-0 lead already. So both of those servers, both of the players, Espada and Sanchez, serving low and to the side. Evans having a hard time consistently being able to set up. Unable to get the shoulders square to the net. There we do see that. Russell, but unable to get any height on the ball. 5 straight points now to open up set number 2 for Wekiva. Looking to even the record at 4-4. Espada with the set serve. Mater, who came alive towards the latter half of set number 1. And score the point for Mater. 5 kills after Wekiva opened up the 17-2 lead. So now 6 kills for Mater and a 6-0 lead for Wekiva. Espada puts it back into play, looking for 7 in a row. Mission accomplished. 4 aces now in set number 2 for Espada. She continues on the serve. Evans will get this ball, a chance to get it over, but again, not really setting for the two-handed hit, just trying to push it over in motion. Espada with the slight jump serve. A 9-0 lead for Wekiva as Espada continues on serve. Once again, thank you for joining us on this Tuesday night. Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi from Mustang Arena. As Wekiva looking to even their record at 4-4. Spada sets, McFadden with the kill, a very soft kill. And Johnson, again, unable to hit that ball straight. And Coach Stewart's seen enough. 10-0 for Wekiva. Starting set number 2, already up 1-0. Mustang Arena, the site on this Tuesday night, and the homestanding Wekiva Mustangs have certainly come out and taken control of this game. Of course, they were favored, winning set 1, 10-0 lead in set number 2. Now it's 11-0. Only 2 servers for Wekiva. Our current one, Isabella Espada. She has been on the serve for all 11 points here in set number 2. The other server was Eliana Sanchez. She won 20 straight points in set number 1. And Evans.
Service to the Trojans for the first time of set number 2. Leading their rotation is number 5, Sonora Vaughn.
So Wekiva looking to even its record at 4-4. Certainly, both sets, they've come out and taken control, positioned themselves to even that record at 4-4. Now a couple of mistakes. Still a 9-point lead. That was Mater, unable to get the tip going the right way, dropped in front of the net. And Sonara Vaughn, the junior for Evans, continues on the serve. She goes with the set serve. Rivera handles it for Wekiva. Spada with the set. Mater hitting it over. Chavez, the backwards hit over Espada, the setter, setting again. Three in a row now for Evans. Well-placed return there. Wekiva unable to handle it. Evans having trouble getting their shoulders squared to the net. Now Wekiva having that problem the last couple of rallies. Also, Mark, these are the longest rallies that we've seen. And service back to Wekiva as well as the point. 9-point lead reestablished. Coach Lorenz.
Sanchez on the kill. Next to serve will also be Sanchez.
If you look to your left there, you can see her discussing with our referee, and Sanchez unable to get the ball in this time. So that'll cut the lead to 8, 12
Service
to 4.
To the Trojans. Next in their rotation is number 4, Faith Davis.
And Evans taking 4 out of the last 5 points to cut that lead down to 8. As the ball put in play by Russell.
Liana Salisak on the Mustangs kill.
And now Rivera, Michaela Rivera, the libero junior, she'll be serving for the first time in this match. And it will be a short-lived service. Unable to get it inbounds, cuts the lead back down to 8, 13-5. So Rivera, the libero, hits it out of bounds. A 72.1% service percentage for Rivera. That means how often they're able to get the serves inbounds. As we got a stoppage now. And now on the service will be Faith Davis.
Mustangs kill.
And now we have a
Number 14,
substitute.
Misha Mansilla on that kill. Next to serve for Wekiva, number 2, Sarai McFadden.
And excuse me, that is actually Faith Davis who came in, the libero. And so if you're new to volleyball, you probably have noticed that both these teams have a player dressed in their colors, not wearing white. That's, of course, green.
Ace for McFadden.
That's green for Evans and red for Wekiva.
Yeah, I couldn't, if you gave me a pop quiz, tell you exactly what year it was, but I know it was the mid-2000s that the libero rule made its way from college into high school.
It was about 15 years earlier that the libero was established in college. So, Mark?
All I remember is when I was in high school, it was not. And when I started doing this at Wekiva when the school opened, it was. Mansilla again with the kill.
Mark, you want to explain the libero position?
Yes, the libero is a special kind of defensive specialist. They are allowed to substitute for any back row player without counting as a substitution. They also are allowed to replace one of the servers in the rotation, but once they serve in that position, they can only serve in that position for the rest of the set. Mustang kill by Aviana Mader.
Yeah, and for that reason, because their primary responsibility is defense, as the lead now 18-5, they tend to be more of the somewhat of an overlapping position that you'd see with the setter. Setters are basically the quarterbacks of the volleyball team. Setting, as the name implies, setting.
Back-to-back kills for Aviana Mader.
Setters, as the name implies, setting their teammates up. Of course, your other positions up front, you have the hitters and the blockers. And they are known as, their primary statistics is kills. Basically when they score the points with one swipe. And so the setters are the positions that set them up. Going back to my original point, it's now a 20-5 lead. The libero overlaps with those setters in terms of what they're doing on the defensive end. Of course, the biggest thing they do is, if you will, you could probably say it's even like, say, in hockey or basketball where you transition from defense to offense. Yeah, and by the way, Mark, that was the 9th ace of the season for McFadden. That was certainly okay. Excuse me, I forgot to include the 3, so it's now 11. Make that 12. 82% service for McFadden, who's trying to secure a victory. McFadden trying to secure victory, set number 2, give Wekiva a 2-0 set. And now she and Wekiva 1 point away at 24-5. Wekiva coming in with that 3-4 record. And so unable to get inbounds.
Back with more from Mustang Arena in a moment. We invite you to join the Mustangs on the road tomorrow. That is a schedule change in case you have not got an updated copy of the schedule. Tomorrow, the Mustangs will travel to Dr. Phillips to take on the Panthers. Then Thursday is the first day of the Orlando Metro West Conference Tournament. That will be against the Edgewater Eagles, and that will be at Edgewater. So we invite you to follow the Mustangs on the road to Edgewater. Of course, this Friday, we'll have football at home versus Dr. Phillips. That will be live streamed on YouTube and the NFHS network. Next chance to catch Wekiva at home, unless something unexpected happens with the Metro West tournament. The next likely chance to see Wekiva at home is going to be September 25th against the Ocoee Knights. That'll be a week from Thursday, 6:30 start time, and that will also be live streamed on YouTube and the NFHS network.
And we begin set number 3 from Mustang Arena. The homestanding Wekiva Mustangs taking on the Evans Trojans. They're to the left on your screen. That's Wekiva. And they are
the Trojans have the opening service of set number 3. Leading their rotation is number 5, Sonora Vaughn.
And Wekiva looking to up its record at 4-4. And so far, they have done everything that they need to do to put themselves in the right position to get the victory tonight. Winning set number 1, 25-3. Set number 2, 25-6. Evans looking for its first victory of the season, 7 straight losses. And certainly the records, the action on the court has bared out those records. As you heard Mark, of course that's Mark Barchi, who's also our public address announcer, the only one Wekiva has ever known, the Wekiva community has ever known. That's Sonora Vaughn leading off the serving rotation, and Wekiva for the 3rd straight set third straight set, Wekiva scores the first point. They scored 4 in a row to begin set number 1 and then 11 in a row to begin set number 2. I'm Neil Fisher, and thank you for joining us on this Tuesday night. So we hope you enjoy the broadcast as much as Mark, I, and the broadcast production students who assist us enjoy bringing that broadcast to you. And now the 2-0 lead for Wekiva, and that's Isabella Espada on the serve, the junior setter. She continues to add the points. So now 9 aces for Espada as Evans scores its first points.
Service to the Trojans.
Espada
Next in their rotation will be number 4, Faith Davis.
Espada with 17 aces now in total, and Evans will try to cut into that 3-1 lead. They've only been able to score a total of 9 points combined. Chance for them to get some momentum in this game.
Isabella Espada on the kill.
Espada having none of it.
Next to serve for the Mustangs will be number 4, Eliana Sanchez. Sanchez, of course, one of the players who has enjoyed a long string of service points.
Yeah, 20 straight in set number 1, took a 4-2 lead to 24-2.
So we'll see if Wekiva can find that groove once again.
Of course, Espada, the most reliable player as far as serving for Wekiva, 96.7 percentage. And she'll continue to exert her wares on the service. A 6-1 lead now for Wekiva. Again, looking to up their record to 4-4. As Espada back behind the service line. Several dribbles, two-handed, one-handed set. Serve, and again, Evans unable to square up to the net, and they hit that ball out of bounds. (7-1) lead. Set number 3, Wekiva winning set number 1, 25-3, and then 25-6, set number 2. And there's why you see Wekiva has been so successful tonight. Some great serves. Of course, there's other parts of the game, the setting and the killing. Lead now grows to 8-1, but you never get the chance to set or kill if the service. If you can't serve accurately, you're not going to set the kill and then actually commit the kill. So Espada back on the serve. Sanchez back on the serve. 5 aces now tonight. Sets from behind the line. That's Espada, the setter. And Mater touching the net. Mistake by Wekiva. Rare mistake tonight. Cuts the lead to 8-2. And that will bring Eva Donnelly, the number 3 server, to the service line. And the set serve. Unforced error. So Rivera, 72.1 percentage on the serve. 9 aces entering tonight's game. And she'll get the ace there. Beautifully served ball as far as the accuracy right along that left sideline. 8-point lead for Wekiva. So Rivera back to work. It's 3 dribbles, one-handed, and was that in? Yes. So Rivera looking for third ace and won't get it that time. Just a bit outside, to quote the late great Bob Euchre. That cut 11-3. I'll cut it to 11-3 with Russell back on the serve. Back to Mateer, finds that hole, slaps it right down. Slaps that ball right down in front into the side of Faith Davis. Davis with a great effort, but unfortunately just not long enough to make contact with that low and to the side return. This is McFadden. Now the 5'8" senior hitter. Wekiva set at the line. That's Mansella. And she's McFadden, 82% serve percentage. And that does not matter. Russell hit it last, but as you heard Mark say, 4 touches. So now the 14-3 lead for Wekiva. Need just 11 more points, make that 10 more points, score the ace for McFadden as she finds the range. Finding the range there right in front of that back line. Wekiva 3-4 record, so victory would get them at 4-4. Went 9-9 last season. At 9-9 record, had been at least a decade since they had reached 500. Lost to Lake Buena Vista in the district championship tournament. That was the Class 6A District 4 tournament. So certainly if you're Wekiva, your next tangible goals would be to get that 10th win, finish at least one game over 500, and get a victory in the district championship tournament as we got a stoppage in play. Mustang Arena, the site, of course, Wekiva High School. Located right next to State Route 429, southeast of Popka. If you're unfamiliar with the area, the 429 literally is right next to the football field, Mark. And Coach Stewart, the Evans coach, discussing whatever matter is being discussed with our referees. So Wekiva certainly in control from start to finish. Evans coming in looking for the first win of the season against 7 losses. 25-3 set 1 and 25-6 set number 2, 16-3. And set number 3, and I'd say at least 40% of the points Wekiva's earned has been on those serves, Mark. Yeah, as you just heard Mark say, Mark, of course, also the public address announcer. 12 kills now for Aviana Mateer, the sophomore hitter. But that, I think, is a very impressive stat, even more so when you consider she didn't get her first kill until Wekiva. I believe her first kill was the 17th point in set 1. It was the 17th or 18th point.
for 14 on my left.
And Wekiva's enjoyed a relatively easy effort tonight, I guess you could say. A 17-3 lead in set number 2. Or excuse me, set number 3. They won the first 25-3 and 25-6. Evans coming in looking for their first win. Wekiva looking to even their record at 4-4, and now they stand 7 points for a mission accomplished. And if you have not been here for this entire match, or any lengthy period, it's now 19-3. So it's 18-4, excuse me. Looked like the ball went in, but refs disagree, and they're what matter. So before we went
Service
to that
returns
break,
to the Trojans. Next in the rotation for Evans is number 3, Shania Johnson.
So before we went to that break, of course, Mark and I were discussing the serve, and I certainly would say of the 3 aspects or areas of the game of volleyball, that's carried Wekiva the most. It's had the biggest impact.
Now service back to the Mustangs. Next up will be a leading killer of the team with 12 kills, number 12, Aviana Mater.
Wekiva's had some impressive kills tonight, some impressive sets, but of course you have to be able to serve the ball in
And
first.
Mater now adds an ace to that total.
You have to be able to serve the ball inbounds before you can set up the kill, and then obviously the kill mark.
Yeah, Neil, so I mean, you look at the numbers and they all look stellar, and like I said, you'd like to believe that that's not just because Evans is struggling tonight, it's also because Wekiva is executing some things well, that if you take this same match and you replace Evans with Dr. Phillips later in the week, or you replace Evans with Edgewater later in the week,
13 for 2.
that you're going to get similar results.
And now Wekiva 4 points away from evening that record at 4-4. Want to bring up 2 before we go off the air. Tomorrow's game.
Checking into the game for the Mustangs, Yanelise Rivera Vieira.
Tomorrow night's game is still scheduled against Dr. Phillips, but that will be a road game for Wekiva. We do recommend you go ahead and check WekivaMustangs.com for any updates. As far as the time, the JV football team will also be taking on Windermere at home. That game's at 6, as now 22-4. And then Thursday and Saturday, the Metro Conference Championship Tournament will take place. And our next broadcast, of course, Mark and I, along with the broadcast production students here at Wekiva, 23-4 lead now for Wekiva. We only broadcast the home games, and football will be our next home game. That will be Friday at 7. Dr. Phillips will be taking on Wekiva.
Checking into the game for the Mustangs, number 6, Diana Mihalik.
So Aviana Matera, as you heard Mark say, the leading killer with 12. She gets her reward with the opportunity to close out the victory, not just the set, but the match. And now we're 1 point away. So before we
Match
go,
point, Mustangs.
So before we go, Mark, what's that information for the Metro Conference Championship tournament?
What we know so far is Wekiva is going to start on the road on Thursday against Edgewater.
Okay.
Number 10.
And then, of course, the next game will be Saturday. And again, check WekivaMustangs.com or Max Preps for information.
10 for 4.
Checking into the game for the Mustangs, number 10, Ayana Hunt. And number 7, Ashley Tuzay.
So Aviana Mater charged with the task, with the responsibility of closing out set 3, as well as victory, the match. 1 more point for Wekiva. Serves it in, nothing fancy, and Evans stays off.
And
for
it's like it's somehow woven into the fabric of space-time tonight, Neil, that Wekiva wins each of the sets in dominating fashion, but the server who scored most of the points does not complete the match.
It's been Groundhog Day here.
Service back to Evans with number 13, Susan Jimenez Chavez.
Chavez puts it in play. Wekiva looking to get that one last point. But just out of the reach.
Trojan kill
Vieira.
by number 6, Sarah Russell.
So Russell, beautiful return there.
Let me
Accurately
check.
placed.
That is Evans' first earned points tonight. So in other words, by kill or ace, not by error.
And there's your final point.
That takes us to the end of the match.
So Wekiva coming in tonight with an opportunity to even the record at 4-4, about a third of the way through the season, and continue to at least match last season's success. They went 9-9. They mission accomplished, winning by sets of 25-3, 25-6, and 25-6. Evans drops to 0-8. Mark, take us to the finish line.
We'd like to thank everyone for coming out to support your Mustang and Trojan athletes. Thanks also to those of you who joined us on YouTube or the NFHS network. Again, tomorrow's game, to make sure we're all clear, because the schedule has adjusted a little bit, tomorrow's game against Dr. Phillips is away. So make sure you join Wekiva on the road for that. Next home event here at Wekiva is Friday against Dr. Phillips. It'll be a football game. And the Wekiva volleyball team Thursday. Your next chance to catch Wekiva volleyball at home is going to be a week from Thursday as they host Ocoee at 6:30, and we will be live streaming that on YouTube and NFHS Network as well. If you're following the Trojans, their next game, they also will against Southeastern Prep on October 1st. Those of you here in the arena, please drive carefully and arrive home safely. Those of you watching us online, please subscribe before you go. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube at Wekiva Sports, and bookmark WekivaMustangs.com for all of your scores, schedules, and more. For Neil Fisher, Mark Barshey, the voice of the Mustangs, wishing you a good night and a great rest of your week. Good night from South of Popka.